So, some of you are doing the Vashasattva Nundra retreat, and that reminds me of my own experience doing the Vashasattva Nundra. I think it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And so I wanted to share my experience of how not to do retreat. So it all started when I decided that I had to complete the Nudra by the end of the 3 months, and there was no other way. And so, in my own fashion, I started doing spreadsheets and calculating not just how many mantras I had to do per month, but per week, per day, per session. And so I had, this is my per session total, this is my daily total, this is how much I have to do by this week and that week, and there is the goal, 3 months, I'll be finished. So that was my attitude. And of course, then I started the retreat, and what started happening was that the entire morning I was asleep on the cushion. And so in the beginning, I kept thinking, well, this is going to go away. How about if I eat less? Maybe if I eat less, I'll be less sleepy. Well, that didn't work. Also, I was doing the prostration nudra, so I had to take time to do prostration. And I wanted to complete that nudra also as fast as possible because time is ticking and I'm getting old. And so in the middle of all that, I was also doing prostration nudra, which meant my body was kind of tired. And so I was physically tired and mentally stressed out because I was not meeting my mantra goals. And I continued to fall asleep. And so I had to, every day, I had to reconstruct my goal, do a new worksheet, because I had to then, because I was not meeting my goals, I had to add the remaining mantras from the preceding day to the next day. And of course, that wasn't being met either. So then I had to add it to the next day. Pretty soon, I started to realize I am not going to finish this new drill in 3 months. And I started to panic. And the more that I started to panic, the less I could concentrate on the new drill. And of course, I wasn't doing Lam Rim. Who's got time for Lam Rim when I'm falling behind on the mantra count? So, sometime around the middle of the retreat, I heard someone say, I finished. And my competitive flair just went off the charts. What? How can this person be finished and I'm still struggling? So this is when I had the brilliant idea, the most brilliant of ideas. I need to do 8 sessions because I'm not gonna make it with 5. Let's be honest about this. I'm falling asleep every morning. So then I was basically living in the meditation hall. Every time there was a break, I was there either doing the prostration nudra or trying to catch up with the Vajrasattva mantra. Every day I was basically dragging myself to the hall, trying to figure out how to finish. I finished as I was ready to collapse. I did finish the nudra, mind you, in 3 months. I was almost dead by the end of the 3 months, but I finished. So what was the result of that? For 3 or 4 months, my mind refused to do anything I asked my mind to do. I couldn't recite even the regular mantras. I had to recite them so slow because my mind couldn't take even the normal pace. For 3 or 4 months, I basically had to give up on doing any kind of thinking or analysis or anything of that nature because my mind was literally fried. And so it was kind of um, it was a hard price to pay for this idea of having to finish in 3 months and not being able to give that up, not being able to let go of that expectation. And I wasn't able to savor the time to really enjoy my time with Vajrasattva. I wasn't able to do lamrim. I wasn't able to, yeah, even rest. It was just, um, yeah. So this is. I really ask you not to do that. It was not. So, but I have made some changes, and I think I can share with you some of the changes I have made. Well, it helps that there isn't a mantra commitment for Medicine Buddha, or at least none that I know of, which that helps my mind and I'm not caught up into the number. And one of the things that I am enjoying the most is that for 15 or 20 minutes at the beginning of the session, I get to do the motivation, an extended motivation than usual. Then I get to actually sit down and be grateful. I spent a lot of time being grateful for the opportunity, and I spent a lot of time um, thinking about and enjoying and relishing this particular moment, and thinking about all of the causes and conditions that made this possible, as far as I am aware of. And that really brings a different kind of attitude towards the session. And then I spent also quite a bit of time on the visualization, visualizing Medicine Buddha and connecting with Medicine Buddha by making an effort to feel the presence of Medicine Buddha. Like how I try to imagine how does it feel for if Medicine Buddha in front of me, what kind of effect would that have in my body and mind? And then I try to generate that. And so for the first 20 minutes, I'm really doing this preparation, preparing my mind and body, along with doing some body scan to relax my body and mind, and really preparing, like fertilizing the ground for the meditation. And then I take my time with them, with the sadhana. I am doing it very slow. I'm not rushing through it like I did with Vajrasattva, but really thinking and visualizing every step of the sadhana. And then lastly, I'm really dedicating a whole lot of time to the Lamrim meditation, which I really enjoy. And when sleep comes, which I still get sleepy, definitely get sleepy, I'm not looking at it as the enemy. I am accepting the fact that, okay, this is what's happening in my mind right now. And instead, I use it for practice. So I can, when I feel that I'm sleepy, I stop doing what I'm doing and I do some tonglen. And I think very clearly that, okay, this is a part of the purification and I am accepting that. I'm happy that I'm purifying. And this is not something that is going to negatively impact what I'm doing. So I continue to, as I do that, then my mind wakes up a bit and then I continue. And also, when there are noises or interruptions in the hall, one of the things that I have noticed is that what impacts my practice or concentration is not really the noise or the interruption, but rather the anger that I feel at the noise and the interruption. So if I can avoid feeling angry, but just accept the noise, knowing that it's going to end. It's not a permanent noise. Then I don't feel the anger and I just continue with what I'm doing. So um, with those changes, I feel that I've learned my lesson from what happened with the Vajrasattva Nudro, and I'm really enjoying my time for this retreat. So even though it was very hard, I think it was a good lesson to learn. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it again. But at least now I can see the difference between one approach and the other approach. And yeah, so anyway, thank you for listening.